multipliers. How are you today, Judah? How are you, baby doll?
So far, so good.
I tell you what, Judah. It's Wednesday, and you know what? Wednesday's midway through the week. We're getting through it, and usually this is right around the time when I mess up and I embarrass myself. And today we're actually talking about such things, Judah. We're talking about some of the most embarrassing moments, some of our personal embarrassing moments, some ones we found on the internet that were truly just absolutely embarrassing. So why don't you go and start us off, Judah, with your first embarrassing moment?
All right, we'll just start with the short but sweet one. Apparently, this girl mistook the man limping toward her for someone she knew. And so she's like, "My goodness, what happened to you?" And the man's like, "I had polio as a child." And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
That would be rather bad. I mean, you never. It's like that's like going up to a pregnant lady and being like, "Oh my gosh, how far along?"
Pregnant lady.
It's like, oh, I was gonna get that. I was like, how far along are you? And she's like, "I'm not pregnant." It's like,
yeah, like, let's walk away.
Walk away slowly. Well, I have one, Judah. Now, luckily on our scale, if we get embarrassed, that usually it's only a small audience. Even if it's our school, it's only a couple hundred, maybe for some of you, perhaps maybe a couple thousand. But even then, not everyone's gonna know about it. But this one was Fergie. Now, if you know who Fergie is, she's the lead singer, like Black Eyed Peas and all that. And one time in 2005, she was on stage and she actually she urinated, she peed her pants. She wet her pants during the middle of a show. So that is eternally photographed and around the web. So I mean, how bad would that be? Let alone to pee your pants, but to pee it in such a fashion would be
in front of everyone. Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Beyond bad. Now I had a peeing story once when me and David Kirby. I went over to David Kirby's house and we were playing, and we were at his grandma's house actually, and I didn't know, and he was really nice, and we weren't really allowed to go in or something like that. Like we came right outside and didn't go in at all. We were playing outside and I had to go pee really, really, really bad. And I felt bad, and David's like, I was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and he's like, well, just go inside. I was like, no, your grandma will get mad. I don't want to do it. And I was like, I can't. And then I peed my pants right in front of. Okay. I don't know.
Hang on though. Boys pee outside.
I didn't. We were in the city, so you weren't like where you could just go pee. There was houses all around and stuff.
Babe, how old are you?
I was young. I wasn't old. I mean, I was under 10 years old. But yeah, so that was beyond embarrassing. I have one too, Judah. That one. Okay, so this one was this guy was dating a girl, right? He's dating this girl. And did I just do two? I think it's supposed to be yours because I did Fergie and then I did one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This is your turn. I apologize. I will save that little teaser right there for you guys.
Okay, so this one's not super embarrassing, but it would be bad if it happened. Apparently, this girl was in charge of capturing her friend's wedding on video, and the ceremony started. And as they announced them as husband and wife, and it was all over, she realized she forgot to push the record button. So they had to repeat all the vows all over again so she could get it on video.
That's how does that go exactly? It's oh, listen, that was such a great wedding. I was so moved. It was so powerful and just amazing. Here's the thing, it was so amazing. I want to see it again. I think
you reenact that, the tears and everything.
And the girl's like, why would I do that? Because I forgot to record it. I mean, how does that go? Oh my goodness, you just can't capture it again. Beyond, you're watching with your kids 20 years later, and you're like, oh, this was so sweet. It's actually it wasn't, because we already did it. Yeah. Here's another one. So this guy is dating this girl, and she sends him a picture of a backpack. And seeing if he likes it, and she's facing away from him in the picture, and so he looks at the picture and he goes, "Oh, I like the backpack, and I think your bum is cute too." Now, I mean, it's his girlfriend, whatever. But the bad thing was, she texted back and said, "That's not me. That's my mom." That's where it gets really embarrassing. I couldn't imagine doing that. I've never had a situation like that, thank the Lord.
Yeah, that'd be bad. You'd be in trouble.
I would be. It's just, but then there was an instance similar in some senses, not in the sense of but my mom and I were walking around JCPenney's and we got separated, and I came back over to go talk to her. And so I came up to her to come up behind her, and I went like this, went, "Hey, Mom," and set my head on her shoulder. It was not my mom. It was some other random lady. And it was this moment, "Oh, sorry," and walk away. Holy macro embarrassing. Beyond embarrassing.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn. It's your turn, beautiful.
Okay, well, since you're telling stories about yourself, I guess I can go and tell my story about myself. So, I was sitting in my freshman algebra class, and I just moved to this new school. Mm-hmm. I was sitting, I think it was the front row.
I was a senior somewhere.
Yeah, you had been a senior at that point. So I was sitting, and there was this person sitting behind me, obviously.
His last name was Gibson.
Yeah, Dan, let's not tell that in case we have other viewers.
I mean, it's not me. It's just there's lots of Gibsons in the world.
Okay. So anyway, I'm sitting there. I'm kind of leaning forward like this on my desk, and then they're sitting behind me. And all of a sudden, I hear like a pencil like rolling to the end of the desk, and then I feel something land in the back of my pants somehow. And I turn around, and their pencil had fallen in my pants. And I was just like, oh, do you want that back? And he's just like,
I'm good.
That's all right.
I'm good.
It's like, okay. So it was really awkward.
That sounds
I just moved there. I didn't really know who this. I didn't know who this guy was.
Yeah, thank the Lord you weren't pencil girl for the rest of your life. For the rest of your 4 years.
I think it was just something that stuck between me and him. I don't think we ever.
It's one of those things. Just like I don't want to talk about it to anybody like that. I never. And you just told the whole internet. So
I know.
You spoiled it.
That's all I could think of though.
I have another one here. So this person, this is something I don't think I would ever do, but if I did it, this would happen to me. Because everything bad happens to me. If it's something bad gonna happen, this guy was ordered a pizza. He's waiting for the pizza to get delivered. While he's waiting for the pizza to get delivered, it's taking forever. He's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna hop in the shower real quick. I take quick showers, so I'm like, I'm gonna hop in, take a shower. The guy goes, so he goes, starts taking a shower. Here's the doorbell ring, hops off, kind of pats dry, wraps his towel around, and starts running to the door. As he's running to the door, he reaches for the doorknob and lets go of the towel, obviously, to reach for the doorknob. As he does, the towel loosens. As he opens the door, the towel falls. How embarrassing would that be? I mean, it doesn't, I mean, you're opening the door and, like, what's the, it's like, I don't even want to think about the level of embarrassment that would be. My brother, maybe we were little, me and my other brother, we were outside, and I have two brothers. Two of us were outside, me and one of the brothers, and my middle brother, Matthew, who's the one of us, locked us outside in the middle of school traffic because we lived really close. We got home really fast and made us moon the traffic to get inside. So we were big butt and little butt out there. It was beyond embarrassing, but as a kid, I didn't really think about it much. So, all right, so last one, Jude. We got time for one more here. This one is something I think we've all done in some sense. But this one's pretty bad. So this guy goes to a funeral, Judah. We both had one like this, actually. But the guy goes to a funeral, and he's sitting there, and it's not even people he knows that well, but he goes there with his friend, because his friend, I guess, was awkward at funerals. He starts walking in, walks up to the family, starts talking to him. It was a guy around their age who had died. He was talking to one of the, like, I don't know if it was his daughter or somebody. He was talking to someone there, got to know him a little bit, and as he's leaving, the people, he kind of like gives an awkward hug, and there's like an awkward silence. You know that moment it's like you're doing the, like, hi, yeah. I don't really know you.
What are you saying?
Exactly. So what's he say? I had a great time. Thanks for inviting me.
Had a great time. Yeah, that's what he said.
Head down, walked away, never looked back. That's exactly what you have to in that situation. You know what I'm guilty of all the time is people will say to me, I'll be like, oh, good morning, how are you today? And they'll be like, oh, I'm good, how are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm good, you know, and I go, how are you today? Again, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I already asked you that, sorry. It's like, I do it all the time.
Or like when we go to the movies, they'll be like, oh, enjoy the movie, you always be like, oh, you too.
Yeah, I do that a lot too. It's like that horribly, like, it's not that awkward, but it's so awkward. Yeah. Let us know down below, guys. What's some of your most awkward moments? I mean, life is awkward. There were so many we could have done just to show my awkward moments because there's been a lot. Like the time I brought, oh, never mind. Yeah. Just a lot. Lots and lots of awkward moments that my sister would be more than happy to tell you about, but she is not here right now, thankfully. But guys, let's jump into the focus and wrap up the episode with a little bit of time of hoeing. Alright, so today we're going to be in the book of Psalms, chapter 119. Now you might be saying, whoa, Daniel, that's the longest chapter in the Bible. I understand that. We're not doing the whole chapter, we're doing a tiny little section of it. Wonderful chapter, a lot of good stuff. Now, chapter 119, verse 57 through 64, just a tiny little paragraph of scripture, all right? So, Judah, if you would read that for us, I would be so appreciative. So appreciative.
Anything for you, babe. The Lord is my portion. I promise to keep your words. I entreat your favor with all my heart. Be gracious to me according to your promise. When I think on my ways, I turn my feet to your testimonies. I hasten and do not delay to keep your commandments. Though the cords of the wicked ensnare me, I do not forget your law. At midnight I rise to praise you because of your righteous rules. I am a companion of all who fear you, of those who keep your precepts. The earth, O Lord, is full of your steadfast love. Teach me your statutes.
So we've been talking a lot about God's like steadfastness and everything, but I think there's a few things I wanted to hit here that I think are a little different from what we've been talking about lately. And I think that comes down to motivation. What motivates you in life? You know, the thing is, when I try to fill my own areas of success or what I think will motivate me, oftentimes I fail and I end up displeased. You know, one of the things that David says here first is, the Lord is my portion. And I think there's something beautiful in that, and that simply he's saying God is enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, my portion is this is you are enough, God. I need nothing else in this world but you. I think there's something beautiful about that. Maybe you find yourself in the position where you're dissatisfied with life and you're dissatisfied with where you're at. I know a few months ago, definitely, I was dissatisfied with my career. The place I worked was bizarre and frustrating, and I was at my wit's end. I was ready to do something different, and but you know what? The thing is, guys, that even though moments are not what we love to be at, maybe it's not the place where we wish we were at that exact moment. If God's our portion, it doesn't matter where we're at, because it's just to get us there. You know what I mean? And I know this is something genuinely I'm working on in my life, Judah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, because like recently I've just started school and I've started work, and what else have I started? And we're doing this still.
Yeah, we're filming 5 days a week, which is beyond stressful sometimes.
So it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot, because my schooling is like 40 hours a week in itself, and it's online, so I have to do it all at home at night, and you know, working full time, and so it's really getting overwhelming from starting. You know, I just had a 3-week break where I was doing nothing but sitting at home watching Netflix every day.
Hang out.
So I was getting kind of, you know, depressed here these last few days and stuff, because, you know.
Yeah, because it gets overwhelming. Because life is like, we have a dream of what we want life to look like. We do. It's natural that we want to be at this end game. I mean, you know, we think of this stuff, and yet God takes us on a path that's not always what we would expect or what we would see. But when God's our portion, in those moments of struggles, we can find joy. I think you're right, Jude. It's tough. Life overwhelms us so often. You know what I mean? And I'm hopefully going to lock down a really good job tomorrow. It looks like I had some interviews today. I'm really excited about it. Be praying for me if you would. But you know what? It's scary too, because, you know, it's like, man, this is what I want to do right here, but it's not there. So I have to realize that God's my portion, and that if I'm walking in His will and His way, it's going to happen in one way, whether it's how I envision it or how He envisions it, which it will be how He envisions it. But if it's the way I envision it or not, it doesn't matter. God's my portion. And that's what we see from David here. The Lord is my portion. I promise to keep your words. I entreat your favor with my heart. He just continues and goes on here to say basically that God guides him. And I love one thing, Judah, and this is probably what we'll kind of like wrap up on here. It says, I turn my feet to your testimonies. I turn my feet to your testimonies. Now, what's a testimony, Judah?
I mean, it's a story.
It's a story. It's something that's like
story.
Yeah, it's something that's somebody talking about what this has done for them. It's like if you hear weight loss testimonials, it's someone talking about how this, like, oh, Nutrisystem, I lost 70 pounds, you know what I mean, or something like that. That's what, and here it is, and David's saying that I turn to your testimonies. I turn to where you have succeeded, where I know you have been there for me. And I know for me, and you might say, Daniel, I don't know when God's been there. But you know what? If you reflect on your life in a lot of moments, you'll see God's hand in your life. And even if you don't search Him, seek Him. But I know for me, and I know for you too, Drew, because we talk about it all the time, we seek and we look at those testimonies.
Yeah.
To where God has rescued us. He's been our Savior. He's been our Lord. And those moments, they succeed. They push us on. And that's the beauty of being a Christian. And it doesn't mean that you get those right away. It doesn't mean you have the moments of joy right away. But you remember those moments when God was there. That's the beautiful thing. And maybe you say, Daniel, I don't know, but I hear what you're saying. I want to know more. Check out the links to the story down below. Facebook, that's where you go to our Facebook page. Twitter, here, comments down below. Let us know what you're at with your faith, guys. We're here to be a community of believers and people with questions seeking to go deeper. But today, this week, right now, middle of the week, it's not too late to say, you know what? God will be my portion today.
Yep.
And I hope you do. I appreciate you guys being with us today. I hope these encourage you, what we're doing here, guys, because we put a lot of work in it. You may not know, but I think tonight we spent, 40 minutes preparing, going through, gathering stuff up. I'm going to spend another hour or so editing after this. See the 20 or so minutes between shooting and of shooting this thing and getting here. A lot of work goes into every video every night, and I really hope you enjoy it, you like it, and if you do, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, let us know you enjoyed the video. Comment down below, guys, where you're at in your life, maybe your awkward stories, all that. We'd love to hear about them, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. You've been a humongous treat to us, and I guess as always, guys, I'm Dan.
And I'm Judah.
God bless.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.